morning everyone. I welcome you all. So today this is our 8th session, but before starting the session, let's have a quick revision of session 7. Okay. So in 7th session, I have taught you about tense, uses of tense, use of tenses. This is our chapter. So in this chapter, I told firstly I have started what is the meaning of tense. Tense in grammatical term, tense refers to time. Okay. So according to that, on the basis of that, we can divide tense into three parts. Three parts. First is present tense. Present tense. Okay, what is going right now? That is your present tense. Now the second is past tense. Means what has been done before. Okay, what has been done before, that is your past tense. Now the third is future tense. What is going to come after some time, or what is going to be happen after some time, that is your future tense. Now in all the three parts of the tense, that day we have started present tense. In present tense, I have taught you about the four kinds of present tense. First is simple present, either simple present or you can say present indefinite tense. Next is present continuous tense. Third is present perfect tense. And the fourth is present perfect continuous tense. So about each tense I have told you about the uses, and along with the uses I also have told you, I have given one or two examples, and I have told you about the helping verb, how you will frame this particular tense, sentence of the particular tense. So for the use of simple present tense or present indefinite tense, to denote habitual action. Habitual means which is in our habit. For denoting those kind of habitual action, we are using simple present tense. For denoting universal truth, honesty is the best policy. It is universal truth. The sun rises in the east. Whatever you are getting as universal truth means which we cannot change. So for that also you will use simple present or present indefinite tense. Now the third is for stage direction, for commentary, for stage direction, for commentary, or for telling the process of experiment or recipe, you have to use simple present tense. Okay. To denote the action, what is going at the time of speaking, for that also you will use simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Now for narrative vivid, in narrative vivid I have told you that the historical story, that is the part of past only, but if we are telling right now, so we'll have to use in simple present tense or present indefinite tense. So these are the uses, and some other uses were there. Now the second is present continuous tense. In present continuous tense, for repeated actions, repeated action if you are getting, so for that you are using present continuous tense. And if you are getting repeated action, then it means you will use always. Okay, you will use for showing repeated action this always in present continuous tense. Now for denoting the action which is going on place at the time of speaking, so there you will use present continuous tense. If you are getting the feeling of love or emotion or any kind of feeling, mental activities, if you are getting, so you will use simple present tense. But the verb, if the verb is giving us feeling, but the meaning is same, meaning is changed there, so you will not use simple present, but you will use present continuous tense. These are all the things I have told you in 7th session. Now use of present perfect tense. In present perfect tense means the work or the action that has been completed. Okay, that has been completed. So for that we are using present perfect tense. In present perfect tense you will get the verb, the adverb, like, slowly, yet, still. These are the adverb you will get in present perfect tense. Now the last is present perfect continuous. So in present perfect continuous you will get, it is denoting the action which has started from the past, but also in the present at this time it is in continuation, it is continuing. Okay, so here, there, that time you will use present perfect continuous tense. Now present tense, parts of present tense that we have completed. Now we will have to move further on past tense. After present tense, you know past tense comes. So now we will have to see about past tense. Similarly, four kinds what you have got in present tense, that the same thing you will get in past tense too. But at the place of, suppose if you have got simple present, so in past it becomes simple past. Okay, or present indefinite, so present will not be added there, but instead of present, because we are talking about past, so past will be added. Understood? So here we can divide again into four parts. First is past indefinite tense. Please note down in your copy. Past indefinite tense. First part is, as you were getting present indefinite tense or simple present tense. So in past you are getting past indefinite tense or simple past tense. Now the second one is past continuous tense. Okay, in present you were getting present continuous tense, but here we are talking about past tense, so at the place of present, past is added here. Okay, now the third one is past perfect tense. Third is past perfect tense. In present we were getting present perfect tense. Understood? So now, but here we are writing past perfect because it is about past tense only. These are the kinds of past tense only. Main verb is same. Main verb which you have got in present tense, that is similar. But at the place of present we are only adding past. Now the fourth one is, after this, here I am not getting place, so I am writing here. The fourth one is past perfect continuous tense. Okay, in present we have got present perfect continuous tense, but here in past we are getting past perfect continuous tense. So these are the four kinds of past tense, and today we will complete these four tenses, uses, rules, helping verb, which form of the verb you will apply where. Okay, so these are the things today I will teach you about past tense only. In past tense, in the kinds, there are four kinds of past tense. We can divide into four kinds. First one is past indefinite or simple past tense. Second is past continuous tense. Third is past perfect tense. And the fourth and the last is past perfect continuous tense. If you can remember about the kinds of present tense, then you can remember about past and future two kinds, because only you are replacing the first. Present, if we are coming on past, so if you are trying to learn about the kinds of past, but if you have learned that present tense kind, so you must have to do only one thing. At the place of present, only just add past and you will get all the four kinds, similar kinds are there. Now, okay, so these are the four kinds of past tense. Firstly, I will teach you about simple past tense. Simple past tense is also known as past indefinite tense. First one is our simple past tense. In simple past tense, uses firstly I will tell you about the uses of simple past tense. First one is to denote an action that was completed in the past at a definite time. It is past tense, so everything, each and every rule is always connected with past only. Understood? To denote, at first use, to denote an action that was completed in the past at a definite time. Definite time. Okay? For example, I taught you about present tense in the last session. Here I have written, I taught you about present tense I taught you about present tense in the last session. Last session means previous session. So as I have told you, simple past tense to denote an action that was completed in the past at a definite time. So in the last session, it is showing definite time and taught. Taught is the second form of the verb. Okay, past form of the verb. So it is showing that the sentence is given into simple past tense, and of course it is showing definite time. In the last session, this previous session, session 7, and yes, of course, we have completed present tense. Okay, so I think this is clear to you. Now, the second use of this simple past tense or past indefinite tense to denote an action that has completed in the past, even though it is not mentioning time. Understood? If you are getting time, so it is okay. But if you are only getting the sentence, if you see the sentence and you can see it and you can get the knowledge that the sentence is given into past tense. But if it is not showing definite time, then also the sentence or at that time also we will use the simple past tense only. For example, I taught you. I taught you. This is example. Again we are getting past form of the verb here. So it is simply it is given into simple past, and here we are not getting time. At what time I taught you, it is not mentioned there. Only it is mentioned that the action has been completed in the past. Okay. So if you are getting time along with, if it is showing past, means already it is completed, work is completed. So that time you will use simple past tense. But in case if you are not getting time, but if it is showing that the action has been completed in the past, then also you will use simple past tense only. Understood? Now, the third use of this, for habitual action, as you were getting in present indefinite tense for habitual action, but present means for habitual action that is going on in present. But in past, if we are getting habitual action that was happening in the past, so here too you will use simple past tense or past indefinite tense. For example, children played outside with outsiders. Here I have written children played outside with outsider. So before this lockdown you were playing outside with your friends, and yes, of course your friends were outsiders because they are not your family members. Okay, so this is your habitual action, but in actual it has happened in the past. Okay, this action was happening in the past, so it is your habitual action, but because of lockdown now you are not playing outside. So here in the past you were playing outside, it was in your habit. That's why for denoting the habitual action, if you are getting the habitual action in the past, that time you will use simple past tense. Understood? Now the next is, if you are getting conditional clauses or time clauses. If you are getting conditional clauses or time clauses in the past, then you will use simple past tense. In the simple present tense, I told you, if you get the similar thing I have told you, if you are getting conditional clause or time clause, so you will use simple present tense. But if in the past you are getting, so you will not use simple present tense, but you will use simple past tense. It is a matter of present and past only. In conditional, you will get if. In time, you will get when. Okay. In conditional, you are getting if. In this, in time clauses, you are getting when. For example, if it rained, they moved in inside. If it rained, they moved inside. Here I have written if it rained, they moved inside. So again you are getting conditional condition. So it means if you are getting condition clause in the past, so you will use only simple past tense. One more thing is there. To denote an action that was going when at the time it is started. Okay, to denote an action that was going at the time it is started. For example, the teacher told about rules. Now in this sentence you can see the teacher told about rules. Just now, currently or in the past too, I have told you about rules, but when the action started at the time only, when it is denoting toward the action when it started at the time only. Okay, but it has happened in the past. In present also I am telling about the rules, but here I have written examples. So in present I have not told about rules. Previously means in past only I have told you about example. That's why for denoting the action only that happened in the past, you will use simple past tense. Okay. Now see simple past tense. Simple past tense. In simple past tense, as helping verb, you are getting did. D-I-D. Did. Only a single helping verb you are getting in simple past, it is did. Whether with singular number or plural number, you will use this did only. For example, and yes, if in affirmative sentence, you will not use this did. Understood? You will not use this did in affirmative sentence. You will use only second form of the verb. But except affirmative sentence, in all the rest of the sentences, whether it is negative or interrogative, you will use did, and when you are using did, so you will use first form of the verb. For example, see here. First I am giving affirmative sentence example. First one, they wrote a book. They wrote a book. Here you can see they wrote is the second form or the past form of write. So here it is simply, you can notice I have used here second form of the verb. Verb is write and the second form of the verb we have used wrote. Understood? So it is your simple past tense affirmative sentence. But when I am changing this into negative, so see how I will change it. They, subject come first, you know subject verb agreement rule. They, after they, again I want to tell you, I want to make you remind, you will in negative sentences shows negation, so you will apply the word which shows negation in negative sentence. After they, you will use helping verb. Understood? After they, you will use helping verb. So here helping verb is did. No issue, you are getting subject as singular number or plural number, but you will have to use only a single helping verb, that is did. They did, for showing negation you will use not here. They did not. Now when you are changing in negative sentence, so as I have told you, except affirmative sentence and rest all the parts of, you will only use first form or the base form of the verb, that is right. Base form of the verb is right. Past form is wrote, so we are changing into negative. That is why we will not use second form of the verb. But instead of second form, we will use first form of the verb. They did not write. After this, object will remain same. They did not write a book. Understood? When you are changing in interrogative part, interrogative yes no type. So in this way you will follow. Firstly you will write helping verb. Then you will write subject. After subject you will write verb. Verb which form? Yes, verb first form, because except affirmative in all the types of kinds of sentence you will apply only verb first form. After that you will use object. And in the last you will put question mark because it is interrogative. Likewise, when you are changing helping verb, I have told did. So you will write did. After did, as a subject, you will write here, what is our subject? Who is writing? Who has written the book? They. So they is subject. Did they? And verb first form. Verb first form, from here we can get write an object. I told this is our object, so you will write a book, and it is interrogative. That is why in the last we will put question mark. Okay. One more thing, one more example I will give in affirmative only. My father did his duty. My father did his duty. Now here you are getting did. Don't be confused here. Here did is not your helping verb. I have told in affirmative we will not use helping verb. It means we will not use. Because in affirmative there is no need to use helping verb in simple past tense. But here I have used did because it is your verb, action word. Okay, do. Do is the main form, base form of the verb, and the second form is did, and the third form is done. So it is affirmative of simple past. That is why my father, then the second form of the verb we are using, it is did. So did is used here. Did is not working as helping verb here, but it is working as verb second form in simple past affirmative sentence. Understood? So when you are changing into a negative of this, so just simply do one thing. First subject, then helping verb come. For showing negation, not come. Verb first form, then object. When it converts, so simply you will write my father. Helping verb is your did here. Okay. My father did, and not will, as it is did not. Now verb first form you will use. So first form is this, second form is this, and third form is this. So second form we have used in affirmative, but when we are changing into negative, so you will use do. That is the first form. My father did not do his duty. Understood? His duty is your object, indirect object. Now I think this is clear to you. Did is also used as helping verb, and also if you are getting an affirmative, so did is working as the second form or past form of the verb do. Now after simple past tense, we'll have to move on past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. First use of past continuous tenses to denote an action that is going in the past for some time only. Okay. We use past continuous tense to denote an action that is happening in the past for some time. For example, she was watching movie. She was watching movie. Movie, it can take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, likewise not more than that. So she was watching movie. For some time only she has watched a movie. That is why we are using past continuous. Okay. So past continuous tense, it denotes toward the action which has happened in the past for some time only. Now the second use of past continuous tenses. We use past continuous tense for denoting the repeated action in the past. Understood? For denoting repeated action in the past. Just like in present continuous tense, we were also using same thing. But if repeated action is coming, repeated action is occurring in the present, then at that time we have to use present continuous tense. But when the repeated action happening in the past, then you will have to use past continuous tense. And it is repetition, so you will have to use the word always. Okay, for example, children were always coming in neat and clean uniform. Children were always coming in neat and clean uniform. It is repeated action which is done by you when you were coming to school. Now again you will come after sometimes. We hope since from July onwards we will again meet directly. So in the past, when you were coming to your school, so your school uniform was neat and clean. That is why it is denoting the repeated action which is happening in the past. Okay, I think this is too clear to you. Now see past continuous tense helping verb. As helping verb of past continuous tense, you are getting was and were. Okay, these are the two helping verb of past continuous tense. Was with singular number and with I you will use was, and with plural number you will use were. Okay, with singular number and I you will use was, and with plural number you will use were. It is not where. Some children pronounce it as where. It is not where. It is were only. It is where. Okay, W-H-E-R-E, adverb, interrogative adverb, that is your where. But when you are getting as helping verb, W-E-R-E, so pronounce as W-E-R-E, were. So was in singular and with I we have to use, and with plural number we have to use were only. And we will use verb ing form. It means past participating form of the verb. Verb ing form we will use it. For example, you were playing cheerfully. Okay, with enthusiasm you are playing. So here you were playing cheerfully. When we are changing, now you can see you is your second person in singular as well as in plural. We were using you. So you with you is denoting toward the plural. So here we are using were. You were. Now I have told a verb ing form we will use. That's why playing we have used cheerfully as your adverb. When you are changing this into interrogative negative part of WH type, so how you will change? Now see, firstly you will write WH word. Okay, then you will write subject. After subject you will write not for showing negation, because in interrogative negative WH type you will have to change it. WH word, subject plus not, plus verb means ing form, plus object if it is not there, so it is your complement only. Here we are not getting any object, so here we are getting only complement. Now WH word, you were playing cheerfully. Is there any WH word? No, we are not getting any WH verb here in this sentence. So you will have to frame WH word according to this sentence. You were playing cheerfully. We can use this WH word where. Where is your WH word? So we will write where. Now after where you will have to use, after WH word you will use helping verb. Then you will use subject. By mistake I have not mentioned helping verb there. So firstly WH word you will use, then you will use helping verb, then subject, then not, then verb ing form, then you will use object. If object is not there, then you will use complement. So where after this we are getting helping verb as were. Where were, and here after helping verb we'll have to use subject. Subject is the doer of the action, is subject is here you. Where were you? After subject we are using not for showing negation, because in interrogative negative you have to frame it. Where were you not? Then after not you will have to use verb ing form, that is playing. Where were you not playing? And as object or complement, whatever is left you will write that thing cheerfully. Okay. So in this way we have got interrogative negative WH word type. Where were you not playing cheerfully? In this way we have changed, we have converted this affirmative sentence into interrogative negative WH type. Is clear? Now the third type is past perfect tense. We'll have to see now. Till here we have completed two tenses, simple past and past continuous tense. Now it is past perfect tense. Past perfect tense. Now the use of the past perfect tense is to denote an action. The use of past perfect tense, first thing, to denote an action that was completed before another action began. Okay, if you are getting two actions, so first action should be, earlier action should be completed before the beginning of the second one. For example, after the teacher had given worksheet, after the teacher had given worksheet, the students wrote in their notebook. After the teacher had given worksheet, students wrote in their notebook. So in this example, you can get two verbs, two actions. Okay, first is after the teacher had given that worksheet till here. Second is student wrote in their notebook. So in the first, when I have given, I hope, in the last session when I have supplied worksheet to you, you have noted in your fair copy. So when I had given, after that only you have completed. That's why first action has to be completed, then another action begin in the. So if you are getting this type of sentences, so you will have to use past perfect tense only. Now one more conditions are there. If you are getting the action which is completed earlier, okay, the action which is completed earlier, so that you will put in past perfect tense. First, that was completed earlier, that you will put in past perfect tense, and the other you will put in simple past tense. It is condition. In this example also you can see, after the teacher had given worksheet, it is the first action that has completed before earlier. So this first should be, which is completed before, that should be in past perfect tense. And after what is occurring, that sentence must be in simple past tense. It is rule. It is clear to you? The action which has happened, which has completed earlier, so that will put in past perfect tense, and which is completing later, so that must be put in simple past tense. Rule wise it is happening. Now in past perfect tense, you are getting helping verb had only. In present perfect tense, you have got two helping verbs, has and have. But with singular, you were using has. With plural, you were using have. But here, a single helping verb you are getting, that is had. H-A-D, had. And you will use verb third form. Okay. Past participle form of the verb, third form of the verb you will apply here. For example, I will give example, interrogative, yes, no type example I will give here. Now after that we will convert that into affirmative sentence. Had I moved there? Had I moved there? Here you are getting had, which is your helping verb of past perfect tense. And with this you are getting verb third form. So it is your past perfect tense and the action has been done earlier. Had I moved there? It is your interrogative yes no type. So when you are changing in affirmative, so simply you will do one thing. Firstly, because it is affirmative, so it should show a statement. That is why we will have to see the subject. After subject, you will use helping verb. Whether in this kind of tense, if you are getting affirmative sentence, negative, interrogative, negative, but all the time you will have to apply this helping verb. Okay. So subject plus helping verb plus verb third form you will apply plus object. If object is not there, it means complement. Again you are not getting object. There it is your adverb. Adverb is adverb of place. So when you are changing into affirmative, what is your subject in this? Had I moved there? Who is doing the work? Doer of the action? Yes, doer of the action is I. So we will write I. After I you will apply helping verb. Helping verb is had. Okay, single you can remember, only one helping verb is there in past perfect tense, so you can remember it. I had. Now verb third form, move. Here third form already we have got, so simply we will write it here. I had moved, then complement is there, object. Object is not there, so you will write there. I had moved there. Now we have got affirmative, and of course it is affirmative, so in the last you will have to put full stop. Okay, so in this way we have converted into affirmative from interrogative or past perfect tense. Now the last kind of past tense is past perfect continuous tense. It is the last kind of past tense, past perfect continuous tense. So what is the, firstly I will tell you what is the use of past perfect continuous tense. For denoting an action which is going on and before that the action which has been completed. Okay, there are two actions you may get, but the first one is also going on and the other was also started with that. And past perfect continuous tense, it gives stress, it gives focus on duration of the action described. Okay, it emphasizes toward the duration of the action described. For example, here Dhirubhai Ambani had been working hard. Dhirubhai Ambani had been working hard before he became millionaire. Dhirubhai Ambani had been working hard before he became millionaire. So before becoming millionaire, I think you must have heard the story of Dhirubhai Ambani. With 500 rupees only he started. He went to Mumbai. So before that he had been working hard. But again, after when he became millionaire, then He did not stop working hard. Because of that only he is not here with us. He has died, but his sons are there and they are also millionaire. But it is because of only hard work of Dhirubhai Ambani, and later on their sons are also doing. Okay, so here we have got two sentences and these both are connecting to each other. First one was happened before, but also when the second action started, then the first one it was going on. Understood? So we are using past perfect continuous tense here. And as I have told you, in present perfect continuous you will get since or for. Since denotes point of time and for denotes period of time. Now again I am going to give you one example how you will frame it. So past perfect continuous tense as helping verb, you are getting had been. Okay, in past perfect you have got had, but in past perfect continuous you are getting had been together, and with this verb ing form you will use here. Verb ing form, past participating form of the verb you will use here because it is past perfect continuous tense. For example, he had been studying. He had been studying in Ahmedabad since 2013. He had been studying in Ahmedabad since 2013. 2013 is showing fixed period point of time. So if it is fixed, then in last session I have told you for fixed time we are using since, or for the point of time we are using since. And for denoting period of time or if the time is unfixed, so we are using for. 2013 is fixed, that's why we have used here since. And as helping verb, as I have told, we are getting had been. With that we are using verb ing form. Now when we are changing into negative, first subject comes, after that had and been. Had and been, these both words will be divided, and in the middle for showing negation you will write not. Okay, after had, then not, then you will apply been. Had not been plus verb ing form. Afterwards verb ing form you will use object. Then you will use since or for, means period of time or point of time what is given there. And later on you will use the given time. So subject, he is our subject doer of the action. Now had we will write. After had we have to change into negative, so we have to write not. Okay, he had not. Now after not what comes? Been. He had not been. Verb ing we will apply. Verb ing is studying here. Study is the main form of the verb, in that we are adding this ing, so it becomes studying. He had not been studying in Ahmedabad since 2013. So when we are changing into negative or interrogative negative or past perfect continuous, then had been will be divided. Always remember, as I have told you in last session, in has been, have been, I have told you similarly same thing we will do, we will divide it. So now this session is completed. Please rewind this video if you want to see any other thing, if you want to get knowledge about the users one more time, if you want to note down anything. Okay, and please visit our school website. Homework is supplied there. Please do it in the fair copy. Thank you class. Thank you.